Okay, आज का टॉपिक बहुत सही है. Today we are talking about intentions, actions and consequences. So this is a basic thing कि हमारे कुछ intentions रहते हैं कुछ चीज़ के बारे में, हमारे उसके लिए कुछ actions रहेंगे और उसके कुछ consequences रहेंगे. पहले एक चीज़ clear करते हैं कि जो repercussions होते हैं, जो consequences होते हैं, they are not really in our hands. They really can't be ever. Because कितना भी बोल दो कि I intend to do this, I will do it like this and this will be the consequences of that. It doesn't really work like that ever because there are a lot of, especially on the bigger level, क्योंकि बड़े level पे like there are a lot of things involved together. So you can't really guess कि आगे जाके ये consequence होगा कि नहीं होगा, ये result आएगा वो नहीं आएगा. You can't really have everything. Like for example, I intend to clap my hands. I'll clap my hands and I'll feel better. So I'll just do this. And there are a lot of different things that can happen. Maybe I'm not happy with the way I clapped. So I'll try again. Like, I'm not happy about clapping my hands like I thought. A bad example, but you know what I mean. Although actions are something we can control for the most part, and obviously having good intentions and acting upon your intentions in a good way can definitely help you not fail, I guess. But here's where the fun starts. Implicit bias, the bias that can affect our actions or our intentions really adversely or nothing as well, like clapping my hands. The bias here is I'm using my right hand because I'm right-handed. I didn't think of it consciously and that's the point. Implicit bias is subconscious. See, इसमें implicit bias उतना नहीं आएगा. I don't think so आएगा because it's like I don't think like left hand, right hand, ambidextrous it really matters. उसका science कुछ और होगा. But like I was talking about bias. Implicit bias is a nurture element of our human brain because the way we are born in groups. You know, बचपन से कुछ होता है जैसे मैंने पिछले वीडियो में बोला था कि it's kind of implied in a way कि इन लोगों से दूर रहना, they are different than us and like it's not really that true for the most part, for all part, but because we choose ourselves over them, it can be in group, out group as well. There's a lot more things to that. But because it's such a subconscious thing, we can't really pinpoint our behaviors and our implicit biases to the exact, and those tests and all are really unreliable, I guess.
Test-retest reliability means that people should be able to take the test over and over again and get nearly the same results each time. A perfect reliability score is a 1, but a test is solid if it scores at least 0.7. But studies have put the RACE IAT's reliability at 0.44, and the IAT overall at 0.5, well below acceptable standards.
Implicit bias is, as I said, nurture element of our brain. So stereotypes also feed into that bias as we grow up, and it's a funny thing. I don't know if this is true. This is just an opinion, but for the most part, the stereotypes that are given to us, we find them to be true not because they are, but because we are told that that's true, and that's what we choose to see. Like, yes, you will see one person who following his stereotype according to whatever the stereotype is, but there will be 1,000 people from that group who won't, and you will still think that's a stereotype because that's what your mind has been wired into thinking. Now, sometimes these stereotypes can be helpful when you want to like make quick decisions or react quickly in social circumstances and whatnot. But other times, they make you look really stupid because you're trying to justify molesting of women because of the stereotypes that you have been fed. Well, did you look at her clothes? She was wearing so revealing clothes, bro. She was drunk. It was late and you were with so many of your friends. What did you expect was going to happen? Wait, now there's at least one of you out there who thought कि नहीं भाई, like अगर अकेली लड़की लड़कों के साथ बाहर जाती है रात के टाइम, it's not really safe either. Fair enough, but I didn't say लड़की लड़का. I didn't. I used the words you and friends, both gender neutral, and it's a hypothetical situation which, you know, like happens more than we think, but it was a hypothetical situation I gave as an example. There are more women affected by sexual assaults than men, even though everyone from every gender are affected by it. It happens more with women. So let's just generalize it and let's just assume कि ये बंदा जो है ये लड़की के बारे में बात कर रहा है. That's how assumptions work. That's how stereotypes work. That's how biases work. I do apologize for using that as an example. I mean no disrespect. We are always going to have these biases in our mind. We were raised with it. And these biases can be good or bad. We just need to be a little bit more aware of what we think out loud or what we say to other people. Like complimenting someone in the like statement of they are really good people considering they are from XYZ background, or you know, I like them despite their XYZ, like their race or gender or ethnicity or whatever. ऐसा लगता है कि we are complimenting them, but it's not a compliment. You are calling their background or their race or ethnicity or religion or gender a shortcoming. It's like, it's not really a compliment. It's kind of the opposite of that. In summary, basically, I want to get those thoughts shortened. Implicit bias comes socially from us and our surroundings, the way we are raised and all. We know we always try to look for things that justify what we say or do or think, no matter what. I'm doing it right now. And lastly, this is just an opinion, and maybe I'm exaggerating a little, but we love living under authority, especially under the authority that agrees with our cause, because consequences and repercussions of our actions under that authority doesn't really matter because they agree with us. So yeah, इसलिए we like living under authority that we agree with. I might talk about this subject on its own, like make a video for itself, so subscribe for that. But we do love that. I will say कि if we were allowed to do whatever the hell we wanted, कि जो भी करो, कुछ rules नहीं, laws नहीं, कुछ नहीं, everything is okay. There will be a lot of chaos. Obviously, that's why we need these authorities. That's why we need laws and rules and like bills and everything. We do need that. When the authoritative power are biased, what then? जब authorities के intentions अच्छे हैं, okay, they intend to do good, but they were born and raised in the atmosphere of war and communal disharmony and, you know, riots and everything, I don't blame them for having that bias, and it's going to come between them making good decisions. And it's hard to get out of that because decisions are basically actions, and implicit bias होने के कारण those actions can't really be 100%. It's like addiction. जो अगर कोई chain smoker है, they can't just quit from sheer willpower and courage. It's not like that because it's subconsciously fit into our mind, those implicit biases. The only thing I can think of is they can maybe get help from professionals, or they'll need a lot of love and support from their family and loved ones and everything to get out of the situation. Someone shouting and screaming कि नहीं भाई smoking खराब रहता है, मत smoke कर मर जाएगा. Like it's not going to make them want to quit, you know, unless it's shown to them, or like there are certain things done for them to understand this thing. They're not going to quit. But what's funny to me, because it's subconscious, the supporters as well are addicted to those things. Now I'm talking about hate speech. Hate speech that is developed through bias and experiences from the past. How many times has there been a statement about some person from a certain group, from a minority or oppressed group, being applauded, but for the wrong reasons? You don't see what's wrong with that? Let me explain it better. कोई अगर minority group है, कोई oppressed group है, उसमें से एक जो है वो agree करते हैं. So applauding this person for agreeing with you and disowning this person and oppressing them even more कि ये देखो इसके जैसा रहो, ये क्या कैसे हो रहे हो? Like that's expecting people to be your bhakts. You know कि हम पे सब छोड़ दो, हम जो करेंगे अच्छा करेंगे, हमें support करो, नहीं करोगे तो, you know, that kind of thing. That's not really, what is that? That's just a passive aggressive way of discriminating. Not even passive, that's just dhamki, like literal dhamki hai wo. And andhbhakts, they are equally addicted to the fantasies and the delusions of these biases. Ki they are biased and they are not willing to see the reality of it, which in turn gets to the point that implicit bias turns into a explicit bias / hate speech. Like playing Hindu Muslim, creating more chaos, इधर गुस्सा करो, उधर गुस्सा करो, come in power, Hindutva. It gets to a point that why exactly are you doing that? Hate speech is something that's a bit complicated because you can't pinpoint what exactly is hate speech. You know, like if you talk about offensive things, yeah, everything is going to be offensive to someone. But hate speech, on the other hand, is going to be a lot more worse. Like if you're talking about Nazi shit, that's just, you know, white supremacists, that's hate speech. In India, there are a lot of things to counter that hate speech as well, but which are misused as well, sometimes not misused as well. It's a bit complicated. So what's the best way to go through with it? Spread implicit hate. Here's how they do it. Let's look at this post. like it's a UCC versus CAA, whatever. I'll tell you why this post is misleading afterwards. Tell who to attack by pinpointing who the bad person is over here. Ask a question, even if it's a rhetorical one. Be implicit about it. Here's the justification: because they're hypocrites like this, Unbucks will support for their hate. In their own mind, they'll justify it, and congratulations. Your actions based on your implicit biases led to hate speech. Editor Aditya here, I understand calling that hate speech seems extreme, but if you're talking about conspiracies, killing people, forcing laws on people who have a problem with them, or just straight up want dictatorship, it's way too close to fascism and first steps of hate speech in my book. And obviously, it also happens with other political groups as well. And you don't have any responsibility because you didn't say it, and those who did say it justify the hate कि ये तो करते हैं, हम क्यों नहीं करें, हमारा भी hate है, हम भी justified है. I'm not pointing out what is hate speech, I'm pointing out how it happens. And to explain the law thing, the CANRC, it's such a stupid thing because CANRC is specifically targeted to Muslims. It is specifically targeted to Muslims. I have read the fucking bill. It's not passed yet, but I have read it. Maybe you should as well. Also, the implication of what this bill might lead to is beyond what's imaginable. So the question here, why don't you treat all religions the same? That's not the question anyone is asking. The question here asked is, why is this group being treated so differently and worse than others? And that's the question people are asking, not this. Misleading. And on the UCC is unfair. How can you treat all religions the same? You can't treat every single religion the same, because in this context, you are talking about treating every religion same based on one religion. So you are treating every religion like this religion, even if it disagrees with it. That's the problem of the UCC thing. Now, I know, again, implicit bias is something that is subconscious and it can't be pointed out in behaviors. But कभी-कभी obvious हो जाता है कि अगर news media में या फिर किसी ने individuals की बात ना करके पूरा generalize करके बात कर रहे. So it will, you know, the repercussions of that will be hate speech against the entirety of the group. That's just facts. I think that's pretty obvious. For example, कोरोना को जिहाद बोल दो, जिहाद सुनते ही मुसलमान का याद आता है, कोरोना खराब, जिहाद खराब, and hence मुसलमान खराब हो गया. और अगर इतना भी दिमाग नहीं लगाना है, just post things like this. Like, that's just what? How is that okay? How did they just get away with saying that? Obviously कुछ और context होगा उसका वीडियो में. But अगर clickbait कर रहे हो thumbnail में, that's our job. हम यूट्यूबर लोग कर सकते हैं. You can't do that as a national media. एक Jordan Peterson का एक वीडियो है. Here's a snippet of that.
Things would be much better if there was less hateful speech. It's like, seems highly probable to me, especially if you look at the more egregious forms of hateful speech. How best to regulate it? Well, my sense is you let those who wish to utter hateful things do so and let everyone hear them, because that's the best way to ensure that what they're saying will be understood and rejected.
That's an amazing, and it's kind of funny that he's a right-winger and I'm talking about right-wingers and like accusing right-wingers of being discriminatory. That's kind of proves the point कि सबके इसमें bias रहता है. What he says after this is what I'm afraid of.
Now, in order to posit that, you have to assume that the population composed of sovereign individuals is wiser than it is foolish. And, you know, that's a type, that's a hope.
Yeah, that's a hope. And that's the worry, you know, like I hope the majority of this country is wiser than they are foolish. You have no reason to feed your hate through these national media pages and like BJP IT cell and everything. Watch it for your entertainment. Call them out on their bullshit. And कोशिश करो ये देखने की कि how they mislead you into believing something that's not true. That's all we can do. We can intend to expose them. We can expose them with our actions by calling out their bullshit. The consequences of that will be Bhagwan Bharose. It's misleading. That could be the next video. Subscribe.